Hey, Dominic, do you ever think that age makes us shape what we see in the real world into something better or worse than what it really is?
Well, I think as a kid, you kind of see, everything as is. You don't really look underneath the surface. I mean, I guess it's more of a thing of what you see is, what you get.
You have more of a childhood innocence, I guess is what you call it,
Right.
and you really don't see the gray area in between things. You see the black and white, you see the world in more of a black and white
Right.
kind of way.
Right. Yeah, I don't, I think at that age you really haven't like learned how to think. I think you just, kind of as you were saying, I mean, you have that very, this, and then you have this kind of view of the world. I think when you go out and you see things like they are, when you walk up and down the street, I think you don't really look at, at the type of person you see. I think you just see that one person.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see things below the surface. You see them exactly how they are, when you're a child, and you don't start like when you go to like a movie or you're going to watch TV. Like as an adult now, we know that those are just fictitious characters. But as a child, your perception is limited, and you think that Barney. Or whatever you're going to watch is actually in the TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then I think, trying to go off of that, I think there's this thing of too, really get it all. I think you've kind of heard of that innuendos in all the things we saw as kids, things like Toy Story.
To infinity and beyond.
Lion King. Things like that. I mean, we all saw it as, there's these wild animals in their natural habitat. We didn't, really think of it more than that. It really didn't make sense to us on, I guess, a more deeper level. And we all, just saw it as, this is what went on. I mean, things like in Toy Story, we don't get all the jokes. We just see them as, toys who can talk and have all these things that I think we all kind of hope that our toys could, of course, have.
And branching off of that, kind of, as we're older now and we've seen so many movies, it's easier to tell, even if you haven't seen the movie, like what is going to happen, because plots can only change so much. But when you're at a younger age, for example, in movies, you're still kept in such awe because you haven't had that experience. You don't know what's going to come next.
Yeah, and then I think as you kind of get older, I think you get more to the feeling of, okay, now I can think more, now I can make sense of it. I mean, and I know I've gone back and tried to watch things like Toy Story, Lion King, and I've said, whoa, I mean, now this makes a lot more sense. I see all of the things, why this is there and why this scene is there,
and you can see the more like real world applications. You can see like what the movie writers or storytellers were trying to prove, like get the kids to understand.
Right. I think as you get older too, you can infer things. I think know that things have more than what is right there. I think you understand that all things have multiple meanings, and it's not just that, one view of it. And I think that comes with, not just age, but I think that comes a lot more with the maturity too. I think that's a huge part of it. So
exactly, and as good a thing that is, there can also be some good sides. Like as you grow up, some people tend to get into stereotypes which are influenced upon them by the people around them, their environment, what they watch, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And maybe towards the end of their lives, they start to make assumptions and like start to maybe perhaps lose that critical thinking skill again,
Right.
and slip back into a mindset of, oh, this person is that strict, like they have strict guidelines of who or what they're thinking.
So what you're kind of saying is 2 Chainz.
They ask me what I do and who I do it for, and how I come up with this shit up in the studio. All I want for my birthday.